Hello, this is Chris Haskell from They Live by Film. For those that don't know us, Adam, Zach, and we built a podcast over the last 2 years that's a combination of film discussion from 3 very different perspectives, as well as industry interviews with the leaders in boutique Blu-ray and 4K community. We started with Deaf Crocodile, but over time we've been lucky enough to speak with Arrow Video, Severin, Mondo Macabro, Vinegar Syndrome, Radiance, Indicator, most of the OCN partner labels. It's been a blast. You can find us wherever you podcast, and also actually recently as part of Someone's Favorite Production Podcast Network. We hope to see you online.
Do you love movies? So do I. What's up, y'all? It's KB, and I love movies, inviting you to listen to The Conversation, a film podcast where passion meets perspective and opinion. From the old school to the new, I invite a guest on to discuss the movies that thrill us, challenge us, break our hearts, or even blow our minds. There's always new episodes dropping wherever you get your podcasts. So join the conversation. We don't just watch movies. We love talking about them too. The Conversation with KB Loves Movies, a part of Someone's Favorite Productions Podcast Network.
Cambridge and Rashawn is a Weirding Way Media podcast.
It's food and fun in a box.
In the past, this information has been suppressed, but now it can be told. Every man, woman, and mutant on this planet shall know the truth about de-evolution.
Oh, Dad, we're all evil.
What's next on your list?
Well, this isn't a thing. This is one of the news items that I had. And since I just talked about Boogie Boy, I thought I'd mention the Devo documentary that I talked about, I believe, on that episode when I discussed them. And I have kept my feelers out to see when or where this is going to be available. And on their social media, and I believe on their website, they announced that it was going to be available this month on Netflix on, I think, the 18th. We're recording on the 8th, so in a couple weeks. And of course, by the time you're listening to this, it will have already happened. If it happens, because I can't find any information about it on Netflix. And they have stuff that's not coming out until the end of the year on their coming soon thing. The announcement disappeared from all of their social media. So I don't know if that fell through. It was a deal where Netflix had gobbled up a bunch of stuff from festivals that did well at festivals, and the Devo documentary was a part of that. It's possible that it won't be available on Netflix.
So frustrating.
But if it is, I will update that when next we talk, or you'll have already seen it if you're listening to this in September and want to check it out.
Yeah.
Netflix might have it.
The Devo documentary did premiere August 19th on Netflix.
The other thing that's going on right now is that on their YouTube channel, they're doing this thing every Friday where they are discussing some of their early films and videos, also releasing them in HD versions. So a bunch of their stuff has been upgraded to HD, including The Truth About De-Evolution, which contains Secret Agent Man and an early version of Jocko. Well, both early versions of Secret Agent Man and Jocko Homo before they were released on albums. I think it's 50 anniversary related stuff. So they're doing all that on their YouTube channel as well. So you can check that stuff out now.
I love that they're doing that. You know, there are a few bands that show up in my feed, and it's really cool when they repeatedly are posting things from the past. This is just another example of that. I love that. I hope that documentary comes out on Netflix. I need to see it, and people need to see it coming up on 50th anniversary. That's massive.
I think they've been kind of rolling that out for like the last year or so. I want to say that they started in 73. So we're actually past 50 years. I'm not sure what they're using as a marker. Maybe it was 75. I don't know. When I first mentioned that documentary in my initial excitement and then reading things about it, it's not a deep dive. Like, they didn't really talk to a lot of other people. That has me a little disappointed, but I'm always willing to watch something about them. So I'll definitely be checking it out if and when it shows up on Netflix. What's up with you, dude?
You and I are fans of The Simpsons. Those $4.99 or $5.99 figures, those little tiny Simpsons figures from Jakks Pacific. are so great and they're so tempting. They're so affordable.
Yeah.
Jakks Pacific is one of those companies, along with those Spin Master Superman figures that are making affordable toys when everything else is going up in price. These toys seem to be staying at a reasonable price. I found 2 of my favorite characters from The Simpsons at Target not too long ago. That's Nelson and Principal Skinner, otherwise known as Armin Tamzarian.
So what's your story, Seymour? If that is your real name.
Well, obviously it isn't. My real name is Armin Tamzarian.
He's like my Simpsons Armenian brother.
Yeah.
And I swear, every time the family and I are watching The Simpsons and Principal Skinner comes on, there's something about Skinner's way that all 3 ladies in my household, every time Skinner does something, they all look at me. They're like, "That's you, dude." So,
oh no, I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
There's a lot about me that's not that great. They understand that.
When I think of Principal Skinner, I think of a not too bright guy, but I don't.
I'm a little slow, Mark. Haven't you picked up on that over these years?
I mean, okay.
So I got those guys. They absolutely made my day finding them. The 2 that I'm still looking for are Itchy and Scratchy from the run of really small ones. Found those 2 guys, and that made me super happy to find them. And then recently came across some good deals on He-Man Masters of the Universe Masterverse figures. These are the pricier ones, so finding them on sale is always special. So I found the Faker and the Masterverse version of Sorceress Teela. Sorceress Teela is one of those special characters. She's essentially Green Teela, known as the Green Goddess by Masters of the Universe fans. She showed up in the early mini comics. She just was never released as an action figure. She was never green in the cartoon. She was called the Sorceress. It's all mixed up for guys like me that always wanted a green Teela. It's really cool to have that figure.
You royal boob.
I've got some big things coming up here I want to talk about, but those are my last regular scores I wanted to share.
Your kids will love McDonald's Happy Meal. It's food and fun in a box.
This next one of mine, which actually isn't here yet, but I'm going to talk about. I don't like doing that, but I break that rule every so often when it's something that we have already discussed.
Yeah.
And I think I talked about something from this line on episode 29 already, so I might as well talk about this one. And it's a segue into one of our big topics. So I ordered another changeable, another McDonald's Happy Meal toy changeable, the little cheeseburger.
Yeah.
And it was very confusing because I kept putting in cheeseburger changeable because I just wanted that little one. And it was bringing, it's not 3 different versions, but I was getting presented 3 different versions from eBay because people don't know what they have. So a cheeseburger from McDonald's has a plain bun. A quarter pounder from McDonald's has a sesame seed bun for all you eBayers out there that are trying to sell these. If it's got sesame seeds, it's a quarter pounder. All right.
Get it right, folks.
That kept popping up. I'm like, no. I just want the cheeseburger. So I found one cheap, looked in really good shape based on the pictures, didn't have a shipping fee. So it was a little, kind of split the difference a little bit higher than ones that did have a shipping fee, but in better shape than those. So added it to my watch list, got a 10% off offer.
Nice.
Went ahead and snatched it up. So it's supposed to be here on Monday. And I'm pretty sure I talked about the Big Mac on episode 29 that I had just gotten.
That's great. We have our matching burger changeables now.
Yeah. And I will probably get the quarter pounder eventually. I just wasn't looking for it at the time. And of course, there is also the cheeseburger and or quarter pounder dino transformer, which I am not interested in. I am only interested in the robot ones.
I'm right there with you. Right there with you.
Mark forgot to mention that there is also a quarter pounder styrofoam box transforming robot changeable.
When you buy McDonald's Happy Meal, you can become the master changer because you'll get a food toy that changes into an amazing robot.
And I have been looking at other McDonald's Happy Meal toys stuff as well from the past. These really hit it for me because closed up, it's just a little cute, perfect plastic burger.
They're so cool.
Not anthropomorphic, but I love just a little burger.
Yeah, a little plastic burger. It does the thing to you as it does to me. There's just something about it.
It's like, and I'm pretty sure we probably discussed this when you talked about Popeye, but it's like seeing those damn burgers that Wimpy eats.
What is it about that?
I want them so much every time I see that.
Me too.
I want to just gobble them up like you do, Wimpy. I get it, man.
The closest I've ever gotten to being Wimpy or having that experience, because he can just eat 10 burgers. Not too long after I moved to the East Coast, I had to try White Castle. White Castle for us over here doesn't exist on the West Coast. So getting over there, seeing White Castle, the novelty of that was just extraordinary for me. The pull was very strong. You can buy like a dozen, White Castle burgers in a little cardboard box. I ate almost all of those little burgers. I mean, they're small, but I felt like Wimpy because they're small, they're simple little burgers, and they're delicious. Just gobble them up, little sliders.
Gobble them up and not feel so great later on, according to rumor.
Well, I mean, we've had that experience recently, like eating McDonald's food to try and get stuff.
Yeah.
You can take a little piece of McDonald's home with one of 21 little McDonald's toys.
Speaking of McDonald's Happy Meal toys, Ronnie, what's next on your list?
Well, you and I went through a very exciting, sometimes disappointing experience. I endured more McDonald's than I normally do to help make this happen. You and I got pretty excited about these Happy Meal toys that became available. It's always fun sharing this experience with you.
Is it though?
It's like
I ask that every time you say that. Is it though? Is it fun?
It is fun, but it's also like torture on our bodies and torture on our minds and our hearts, because it's the same dilemma as blind box toys. You don't know what you're going to get.
You never know what you're going to get.
And then you and I always end up getting stuff off of eBay with this stuff anyways, because you don't know if you're going to get the thing you want, then you don't get the thing you want, you do get the thing you want, but then there's the other thing you want. You and I had this experience with the mini restaurant Happy Meal toys.
Lil McDonald's,
month of July.
July 1st through August 11th is the run of that. So it's still going on as we're recording. It will obviously be over when you're listening to this, and something new will have started, which we can also talk about in a little bit.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that too.
Started July 1st.
We started right along with it, I think, the second week of July or something like that, right?
Well, yeah. I'll break in here to say, when I saw these, realized, they're just regular Happy Meal toys. That was a relief, for one thing. There are 21 items to get. So they have miniaturized, for anyone who hasn't seen this, who doesn't give a shit about Happy Meal toys, they're miniaturized aspects of the store, of the food.
Yeah.
There's a truck, a delivery truck miniature, an actual store miniature, the drive-through sign miniature, other signs.
There was so
many. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But regular Happy Meal toys, so not expensive. I kind of thought when I first saw it, you might be able to buy them separately, which was not the case. But anyway.
Yeah, we're talking, what is it, $5, $6 a meal, essentially?
Most of them are $5. If you get the 6-piece chicken nugget, I think it's closer to $6.
Yeah.
We'll get to that, but I kind of want to talk about the Happy Meal itself as well, which I'll talk about when I talk about my experience with these. But yeah, things have changed.
I mean, I found buying 3 Happy Meals, I was hungry afterwards still. I ate and the fries are this big. It's like, what is that, 3 inches tall, the fries, and maybe 2 inches wide, the little, it's like crazy small fries. The burgers, I think, were the normal sized burgers.
But they have gotten smaller.
They feel like they've gotten smaller.
They have.
The apple slices, nice addition.
You don't have to get the apple slices, just so you know that.
You can get double fries or something like that,
yeah.
right?
Talk about the first time you went. What did you get your first time?
So the first time I went, and I can't wait to talk to you about this too, because your experience was almost the same as mine.
I'll get into my experience. Don't you worry about that.
I got 3 Happy Meals. I was going to go and I was going to get, what did I say? I texted you, I'm like going to get 2, and you were like, you better get 3.
Well, I thought you were going with your daughters or something. I didn't realize it was just you. I probably wouldn't have suggested 3.
I'm glad I got 3. That actually made an almost complete meal. I got 2 Chicken McNugget trays. So the meal tray with 4-piece Chicken McNuggets. And then I got soda fountain.
Right.
The soda fountain was pretty cool. You told me that I didn't realize this is like an actual play feature. You push the thing on the top and the little soda stream comes down into the cup. I thought that was pretty amazing.
Yeah. Water stream, but yes. Same
water
idea.
stream.
Because they're not giving away soda for free, come on.
No, they wanted exactly.
Some of the toys have a play feature, again, for those that are unaware.
The meal trays, they look pretty good with like 7-inch action figures. They're a little bit big for 5-inch.
Oh, yeah. No, they are almost perfect for 9-inch, actually.
Yeah.
8 and 9-inch, so 1/8 and 1/9 scale, because I matched them up with my Migos and my Big Jims.
Yeah.
They're just a little bit too big for Migos, so I would say 9 is probably best size.
Whereas the soda fountain is perfect for my little teeny tiny 2-inch Principal Skinner.
Right. The scale is all over the place on these things because you're not going to have a truck that's the same scale as a burger or a soda dispenser or a store.
Yep.
The scale is just wildly inconsistent, which is part of the fun too.
And the second time I went, I got 2 Happy Meals. I was like, okay, I'm just going to do 2. I got 2 cash registers.
Right.
Mark got 1 chicken nugget tray for me and 1 cash register for me. That was it for me. The last thing I decided to order on eBay. And I think you had a similar experience. The last thing I got was the tiny restaurant.
Right.
Of the scale, this is probably the smallest scale item.
Right.
Along with maybe the truck. This is in scale with large ants, maybe.
Well, it can be a toy for your figures, right?
Yes, that's a good way of thinking about it. I could see my He-Man action figures or my Mego action figures playing with this McDonald's restaurant.
Right.
So the McDonald's restaurant, as soon as I saw it, I had a huge crush on it. It's the 80s style restaurant, 70s, 80s style restaurant. And then you can take the top off and inside you got little seats and a little cash register. It's beautiful. So I ordered that for myself on eBay.
They're all very cool. And I would have been happy with any number of them. But my first thought was definitely food trays, in particular, the hamburger food tray. Because I got to think about hamburgers. I don't know what to tell you.
And I'm still thinking about ordering one of those for myself because when you got yours and I saw a picture of it, I was like, oh gosh, that's a good one.
I decided the moment I saw that these were happening, I am not going the first day. I'm not even going to go the first week. I'm not doing this again. I already had planned out. I'm going to go through the drive-thru. I'm not going to do the touch thing. I mean, I rarely step inside a McDonald's as it is anyway, but I'm going to go through the drive-thru. I'm going to ask, can you buy them separately? And if they say no, I'm getting 3. So that was my plan. Cleo's off of school. I decided, I think it was the second Tuesday of the deal, thought, hey, you want Happy Meal? I'm going to go get Happy Meals. Which one do you want? Do you want cheeseburger or do you want chicken nuggets? So she said cheeseburger. I was going to get a cheeseburger. I've had experience with the small Happy Meals. They changed it within the last 10 years or so.
Yeah.
Just an aside here, a little tangent before I get into my bit. A Happy Meal used to be a cheeseburger, a small fry, and a small soda.
I remember.
Your kids will love McDonald's Happy Meal. It's food and fun in a box. It's a hamburger or cheeseburger, regular size fries, regular size soft drink, and a McDonaldland cookie sampler. It all comes in a Happy Meal box with games, puzzles, jokes, and a prize.
A prize?
It's a hamburger or cheeseburger, regular size fries, regular size soft drink, a McDonaldland cookie sampler with games, puzzles, jokes, and a prize.
I've got a Happy Meal. Nobody can do it like McDonald's can.
It was that way for a while, and then of course they expanded it to chicken nuggets, and then they even had the big kids meal for a while where you could get a double cheeseburger or a 9-piece chicken nugget, just a little bit larger. And I think the real push came from parent groups and things like there needs to be a healthy option. You need to offer fewer fries, and the basic drink is milk, is regular milk. And it's sort of been that way for a while. So when I would go get Cleo stuff when she was a kid and I would be eating the meal, I would always get chocolate milk as my drink option, and sometimes the big kids meal or whatever to satisfy me a little bit.
Yeah.
Those days are gone, but you can substitute the apple slices for an extra thing of fries, which I did for her and my actual order. And then I ordered an extra meal for us to split. So I just got the 6-piece chicken nugget. So we each got a burger. We each got 3 nuggets. We each got 2 tiny fries and then split the 5th fry. And she had apple. I left that one as apple slices so she could have them later. She likes the apple slices and chocolate milks for the both of us. I got my order, got the boxes. The boxes were made out to look like a store or two. They're kind of cool.
Yeah.
Got them home, ignored them. Opened our boxes, but I ignored the toys, put them to the side. We enjoyed our succulent meals.
A succulent Chinese meal.
Albeit very tiny. I was not even close to satisfied. I was hungry. It actually made me hungrier after eating a tiny and I ordered cheeseburgers, not just the plain hamburger. You can do that as well for people that don't know. So we had a cheeseburger each, 3 chicken nuggets, maybe a small fry.
Yeah.
Maybe 2.5 of those equals a small fry. I don't even know if it's that much. Probably not. So we ate our meals. I knew that there were codes for these, but I didn't look. Had Cleo film me opening them. First one I opened was the little tiny version of the Happy Meal box. And that was one of the things that I was like, okay, that's cool. That was one of the items I looked at. Opened the second one, tiny Happy Meal box. Not even the other version. There's a gold one too.
Yeah.
Then at that point, I was frustrated and I didn't even open the third one because I looked at the bottom, saw it was the same code. And I was like, well, there's Ronnie's Happy Meal box. Gave Cleo the one. I kept one. And I'm like, I'm not doing this. I told myself I'm not going back and going through these lines again, getting this unfilling food and getting another one of these.
Yeah.
You know, I mentioned to you this happened and they're like, I like that you said, well, maybe they're only doing 1 item a day. And I'm like, that would be the stupidest thing I could think of possibly doing. That would make people have to go 21 times.
Yeah.
They're not going to do that. And I knew from seeing videos, unboxing videos, people going through the drive-through, they're not doing that. It was totally random. They just picked 3. Maybe they're in separate boxes there and they don't give a shit. I don't expect a McDonald's employee to care what they're handing out. I told myself if I do go, I am going to tell them, do not give me a number 3 again. I'm going to do that. I never went back to get them. Carlita came home and she saw it. She's like, oh, that's really cute. And I said, yep, here's the little paper that they give you that has all of them. And she's like, oh, I'm going to go tomorrow and get one. She kind of felt a little left out. So I'm like, cool, another chance to get a toy then. So she didn't go that day. She didn't go the next day. And she did finally go and she got the soda dispenser. That's nice. I like these 2 things.
Yeah.
And I knew that I was going to be getting the McNugget tray from you. And I'm like, okay, well, so I've got 3 things. But I did really want the burger tray.
Yeah.
This stuff was online on eBay before July 1st. I mean, people were selling them already prior to that. By the time I was actually actively looking, you know, it had been a week and the burger tray was nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
Apparently it's a rare one. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I am not paying $30 for a burger tray.
No, hell no.
From time to time, I did consider going back. I'm like, maybe I'll go to it. Doesn't matter if you go to a different McDonald's, you know, playing all these scenarios in my head. Doesn't matter if you go to a different McDonald's, probably worse because you probably get another Happy Meal box. You had gone again and gotten another double. So I was like, well, that's another one. That's the cash register. So now I've already got, 4? That's fine. I'm cool with that. I'll keep looking on eBay and see. At some point, it kind of opened up and there were burger trays.
Yeah.
And they were abundant and a much better price than the $30 I had initially seen. It was hard to scour through all those listings because people were posting multiple items in one listing. And so you'd have to open it up and see if the burger tray was available and blah, 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 blah. But by the time I ordered this one, they were just showing up as just that item. And for like $6 or $9 or something, I got one for what would have basically cost 2 meals. And I'm like, that's fine because I'd rather do that than have gone twice or gone and ordered 2 meals and been burned out of it again. I'm cool with that.
That's about what I paid for the McDonald's restaurant, too.
That was fine. So that was the one I really kind of wanted. And you can't hear it in the video because when I posted it, I had it go at triple speed or whatever because it was kind of long. When I opened that little box, I thought there was going to be a burger and fry in there because somebody posted a video of that on Instagram. And I didn't play it long enough or like look at the comments to realize that they were handmade things that they put in them. I'm like, why did you do that? I'm here thinking I'm going to open this and there's going to be a tiny burger and fry in there and it's just fucking stickers.
Yeah.
What did I end up with? 5? I got the burger tray, the chicken nugget tray, the drink dispenser from you. No, from Carlita, the cash register from you. Oh, yeah, and the chicken nuggets and the box. So I think I have 5 of them.
I got the Happy Meal box from you. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I still want to get the burger eventually, but I haven't even looked online. After I saw what the prices were for a while there, I was like, I'm going to give it like a couple of months and see where we are.
I think that these are, unlike the adult, are very abundant and they're going to be going for $5 and less than $10 for most. If you want something in particular, I may look again at some point and see like individual auctions, what some things. There were a couple other things on there that were kind of interesting. I think for me, the trays, the food trays, like I'm not interested in just the fry tray,
right?
Or the one that came with the milk. I think there was another one that came with the milk. Nah.
I mean, they're all cute. Like there's the cute aspect to every single one of these. The drive-through menu, that's super cute. The cash register, like who the heck? The cash register, by the way, is like perfect to scale with He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Who would want this?
Right. I have my little potato and burger and chicken guys playing with them on my table.
There you go.
They're the scale for them.
That's
Getting
awesome.
a drink and working the cash register.
The boys forgot about the miniature pumpkin boo bucket, which was a lot of people's favorite.
I sent you a thing, some of the foreign toys.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh.
Like
some of them
actual
are
toys. They're like Fisher-Price toys.
Yeah.
Big old box of chicken nuggets.
So cool.
A visor.
Yeah.
And a... It's
you
amazing.
put the hamburger together, like it's got the different layers. I mean, that's amazing. Come on, America. Get with the program.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And I believe those are just Happy Meal toys. Those are not adult Happy Meal toys in foreign countries. I could be wrong, but whatever.
This is getting more and more interesting, I think, with the newest reveal of what the next round of Happy Meal toys might be. It seems like they're really listening to what fans our age are interested in, and they just recently announced this new run of Happy Meal items. Maybe they're going to be adult Happy Meals or something lame like that, but
I don't even know if it's considered an adult Happy Meal. I think it's just another promotional thing, kind of like the Grimace birthday.
Maybe that's what it is. It's intriguing because of one particular thing, but I'm with you. I'm not really interested in getting a little tin with some stickers and whatever is in there. But the fact that Mayor McCheese is back, which was one of the characters that were cut out of the whole team because of the HR Pufnstuf ordeal. The fact that Mayor McCheese is back means a lot. What it opens up for me in my mind is maybe down the line we'll have more of the actual full McDonaldland team coming together, showing up in the restaurants in some capacity. If it's plastic, I'm on board. If it's a tin, I might want to try and get the Mayor McCheese tin just to have a little place to put things on my desk. I'm more interested in what can come after this.
Yeah.
I mean, they actually use the McDonaldland font and the whole thing is happening again finally. And I've been dreaming about this for decades. I'm really excited to see where this will go. I'm not super excited about this first batch of things, but
I have zero interest in going and buying a meal to get a tin, and the shake that they're offering with it also holds no. If I were to go, I would swap that out for just a soda or a coffee, depending on the time of day.
Yeah,
this is where I have to draw the line for myself. Yes, Mayor McCheese is cool to see. I have no interest in postcards or stickers and a little tin.
I might have to get the Mayor McCheese if I can do it. I might have to do it. I just want to, just to see what's inside. If it means that I have to buy a milkshake to get that, I don't know about. I haven't had a milkshake from McDonald's in 1,000 years.
A surprise flavor milkshake, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, if it's like berry flavor milkshake, I don't know.
It will be. It'll be some anonymous fruit thing.
McFrazzleberry, some weird thing. I'm not that interested in that. I do want to kind of see what they look like. I'll be watching for online reviews and things like that to see what items are inside there. I'm a sucker for Grimace and Hamburglar and Mayor McCheese.
This is starting August 12th, which is post us recording, but pre you hearing this. So I don't know how long this one is going to run. It may still be happening when this episode is out.
That's true. Might be.
I totally forgot. I have one more thing. Let me talk about this. And then your next thing will actually be the segue to our last thing. And this apparently is going to be a very long episode, people. So sorry.
Actually, not sorry. You're welcome.
Yeah. We're just tossing off listeners left and right.
Hey now.
If length is the issue, sorry. We're just going to do what we want to do. And I'm going to keep saying that to make myself feel better about our low numbers.
It's going to be amazing.
Hey, this is Jason Kleberg from the Force 5 podcast, a show that forces a guest to come up with a movie-themed top 5 list topic, and then we reveal our picks on air. Top 5 heist films, top 5 tearjerkers, top 5 movie dogs. Every show you'll be asking yourself, what would be on my list? Guests include directors, screenwriters, actors, podcasters, musicians, authors, and even a professional wrestler. Subscribe to the Force 5 podcast, and you won't just be a listener, you'll be a list nerd. The Force 5 podcast, available wherever you're listening now.
And for 1976, the Fantastic Four, the Torch, faster than the speed of light, the Thing, Ben Grimm, Man of Granite, Mr. Fantastic and the Invisible Girl both have the powers of invisibility. The Fantastic Four, fighting for truth and honor. By Mego.
I mentioned this when Jeff was on because Migos came up, and I excised that from that episode because I knew I would talk about it with you because we have talked about it in the past. The second wave of Marvel Mego figures was released on July 9th. I looked at it out of curiosity. So it ended up being the original Fantastic Four that Mego did, I believe, in like 1977. And so I knew I wasn't going to be getting it because I have originals of the two figures from that group that I like. I have The Thing and I have Human Torch. I blanked on his name. I was going to call him Firestarter. So I have those. Reed Richards and Sue Storm have never appealed to me. The figures themselves have never appealed to me because they don't do what their characters do.
Yeah.
They didn't give Sue clear arms or legs, or I mean, they couldn't give her clear legs. Like a clear arm. And even this new version, give her a clear arm at least, right?
Or Stretch Armstrong, Mr. Fantastic. You know, make his arms stretchy. Like, how hard is that to do?
It might be kind of hard, but yeah, I thought the same thing. And I think it was Retro Gimmick Toys made a Stretch Armstrong Mr. Fantastic. He kit bashed a Pedro Pascal head onto an 8-inch Stretch Armstrong body.
Yeah, I saw a picture of that. That's pretty great.
That came out July 9th. I hopped on the Disney Store online to see how it was going to work because everybody was up in arms when the Spider-Man figures released. What they're doing now is they have a waiting room, which is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to hit the refresh button, which I'm sure just messes everything up anyway with all these fucking nerds sitting on their computers hitting refresh every 2 seconds. So there's a waiting room. It shows you where you are in line. When I got on and 8 o'clock rolled around, it refreshed and said I was number 375 in line. So you've got the waiting room and then you've got a line. And I thought, oh my goodness, how long is that going to take? And it literally took less than 5 minutes, I think, for me to actually get into the store. The numbers went down super fast.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that was people leaving or making their purchases just like lickety split or what, but it went quickly. I got into the store. I could add it to my cart, did that, and then removed it so it didn't mess anybody else up and left and didn't try to purchase it or anything. I think that same day, Plaid Stallions, aka Toy Ventures, Mego Museum guy, Brian, did an unboxing. He had received a set of the figures. The thing I noticed from that is that he pointed out there was an edition number on it. So these were limited to 4,000 pieces.
Wow.
I don't think that was on the Spider-Man one, and I don't know if that's the same numbers they did for that. Now people knew how many were out there. Kind of a low number when you think about it. I guess reasonable for this kind of higher end item.
Yeah.
And the only other thing that I thought was interesting about the figures was, and this was everybody's question, what are they going to do with the muscle body that the Thing is on? So the Hulk and the Thing 8-inch action figures came on a different kind of body than the other ones. With limited articulation, it had no waist joint.
Got it.
They made a new body for these, and which is a good sign for Hulk people, because you know they're going to do a Hulk. Articulated at the waist, and I believe he came with ankle joints, and his hands are like socket hands, so they will spin around. They're not going to go up and down, but you're going to be able to
around,
move them.
Swivel.
Swivel. Thank you. And so I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Again, as I've mentioned, the heads are now hard plastic, which is unappealing to me. That's another reason I wouldn't buy this set. I love squishy vinyl heads.
Yeah.
That really plays a factor for me in regard to Mego stuff. Now we'll see what they release next. This was obviously to coincide with the film. Probably a smart move. You will probably see them when you go to Disneyland next month. I believe they hung around in the Disneyland stores for quite a while. The first set, the Spider-Man set.
I'm excited to keep an eye out. If it's reasonably priced, something to get without having to pay for shipping and all that stuff, then I might consider it.
They're $89.99 for a set.
So we'll see what it's like. I'll probably avoid it, but it'll be sure nice to see it in person. I'm always a fan of seeing something in person before buying it. That movie was really good, by the way.
Good. I've been hearing good things about it.
I was pleasantly surprised. Marvel's been hit and miss for me. I was very excited about the way the film made me feel and what it did for me. I won't spoil it or anything. The dilemma that people like you and I have to face is, do you buy the new version or do you scour eBay for the vintage versions? If they're very, very similar, the vintage version of the Thing is absolutely delightful.
Let me tell you this, because that's a dilemma for you. It's not so much a dilemma for me, because I'm going to go for the cheaper option. If I don't already have it, this is a moot point for me, but an original Thing right now, you're not going to find for anything less than $200.
Yeah.
I have looked these figures up recently, the ones that really had me as a kid. Even though I have them, I'm just curious about the going rate. Iron Man, Thing, even Human Torch, which is a very basic figure, in decent shape, you're not going to find for less than $200.
Yeah.
The vintage Mego market right now is pretty high. $89.99 for a set of 4, even if you don't want all 4, is definitely the better option if you want a Thing and or a Human Torch.
Yeah, or you Q song.
All we need is just a little patience.
You have a little patience. Wait for shit to show up at a toy booth or used toy store, and 10 years down the line.
That's that Bigfoot conundrum we talked about on the last regular episode, is you're going to have to find it at a place where they don't know what they have.
Exactly.
You're not going to find a deal on eBay for him or for these Mego figures.
Yeah.
Even if you want to try and part something out and buy a body without a suit, you're looking at $50 at least. And probably that much for the suit. Still, you're talking about $100.
Yeah.
If you can even find them separately for that cheap. I'm being kind of generous there on the cheapness of those things. You should probably take a gander at Mego figures and see how much the originals are going for right now.
I'll go peruse. It's exciting to see. And so much of the market, it's predictable and then it's unpredictable. And it's hard to know where things are going to go. Right now, it's the season of Fantastic Four, and it might be the beginning of a long season for Fantastic Four. So those figures, the vintage ones especially, are not going to go down in price anytime soon.
Well, no, they're not going to go down in price because they're not going to be available anywhere else but the Disney stores and eBay.
Yeah.
Disney is not going to offer a deal on those.
No, I'm talking about the vintage ones.
Oh, the vintage ones. Good luck.
No, that stuff's going to go down in price.
That's why I'm saying, though, that you might actually run into them even though you're not going to Disneyland until next month, because these aren't based on the movie actors and figures. So kids are going to look at this and go, this isn't Pedro Pascal. This isn't whoever the hell the other people are. You know, what do these look like?
Who are these?
I mean, it's geared toward adult collectors, but I'm just saying that because they're not going to get snatched up just because there is a Fantastic Four movie out.
Yeah.
Some kid's going to go, hey, Mom, I want this for $90.
The kid's going to say, Mommy, what's wrong with the thing? That's cool. I love that happened, and I'm a big fan of when stuff like this is re-released. I mean, the only way I could get Migos style Kiss figures from my wallet was when they came out 8 years ago, you know, because like we talked about in the last episode, look at the price of those 12-inch Migo figures now on eBay. It's insane. You get what you get and you don't throw a fit. One quick thing that I just got to mention before we jump into the next thing. Not too long ago, Mattel, for their 80th anniversary of the Mattel company, they posted a 2-pack of Skeletor and He-Man, and they're supposed to be exactly the vintage figures with maybe some slightly different paint applications, even the rubber head and, you know, the squishy head and the limited articulation. And this is sort of what we were talking about, pre-ordering and then taking your name off the pre-order. I pre-ordered that 2-pack, and then I was like, wait a minute, why am I doing this? I have the vintage Skeletor. I just don't have a vintage He-Man. I made that my recent goal. And actually today, a video is going to launch on my channel. So people listening to this, you've had a chance to see it. I went and found a very good deal on a vintage He-Man based on this inspirational moment. I got a much better deal on a vintage He-Man in this case than I would have if I had bought this new 2-pack. You never know how it's going to play out.
You royal boob!
Thrilled to the amazing strength of an out-of-this-world movie monster comes Great Garloo by Marx. Garloo the Mighty. Garloo the Untamed. Garloo the Terrible. Who can stop him? Who can control this monstrous creature? You can, kids, because Great Garloo by Marx is yours to command. Own the most fantastic toy of all. Great Garloo by Marx.
That leads me to 2 gifts that I got you. I didn't tell you about the second one. I told you about the first one. I was at Ross not too long ago, and I saw this one thing. We'll get into that in a moment. But right after Comic-Con, I noticed that the company Nacelle, I don't know if I'm pronouncing them correctly, but it's the dude who did the toys that made us. They're making toys now. This thing that he is doing is very cool. His company has the rights for the Great Garloo. Remember what happened to your Great Garloo?
Yeah, it got eaten by where in the heck is it?
It got eaten by your cat or your dog.
My dog.
That was the reaction figure of the Great Garloo, 3.75 inches. So Nacelle is doing the Great Garloo in 3.75 inches.
I think I've seen it. I've seen something fairly recently.
He slightly announced it at Comic-Con, and then recently he popped up on their Instagram page.
I think I'm thinking of an earlier figure then. There was something at Walmart like a while ago.
There was like a little kind of cartoony version of Great Garloo where he's like crouched down. Really cool.
Which looks like the actual figure.
Yes, exactly.
Vintage figure.
Well, they are doing a reaction scale or vintage Kenner scale Great Garloo, just like the one that got chomped on that you have. $5.99.
There you go.
As an FU to the industry and to these other companies that are charging an arm and a leg for 3.75 inch figures.
Yeah.
Got the $7.99 1978 Superman figures hitting the Target stores, and then this Great Garloo. So I pre-ordered us each a Great Garloo.
Oh, thanks.
$5.99 each.
I'll have to do an image search later just to see what it looks like in comparison to the reaction figure.
It's very similar. Very similar, if I remember correctly.
Interesting. That's interesting.
It is, in fact, the exact same figure in slightly different colors.
And then, as a nice transition to the next thing we're going to talk about, I was at Ross.
3 hours into our episode.
I know, right? I was at Ross and happened upon a Funko Pop of Frankenberry, but the giant kind. This is like 12 inches tall.
Yeah.
For $15.99, there were 3 of them, and I picked up 2. I was like, what do you think? And you're like, meh. I was like, once he sees it, he's going to want it. So I picked that up for you too.
Well, let me defend myself here.
Yeah.
There was no way to tell that these were large figures by the picture you sent.
Yeah.
A Funko Pop 3-inch figure of Frankenberry holds no interest to me.
Yeah.
He is not my favorite monster cereal character. We've discussed this. I like the
Jada Toys.
Jada Toys, yeah. So I like that figure as a figure. I don't prefer Frankenberry over Count Chocula. But anyway, I could not tell from the picture you sent. So that's why I was like, I'm not interested in a Frankenberry Funko Pop.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want a Funko Pop figure.
Yeah.
You didn't like offer it to me. You're just like, oh, look at these. And I'm like, yeah. That's for you. You're the Frankenberry guy.
Then I showed you it right before we started recording today. This thing is kind of beautiful, and it's big, it's clumpy and cartoony, and it's so much pink. It's like the most pink anybody could ever want in their life is right here on
and
my
it's
desk
very basic though, which I like. It's
very basic,
not doing anything. It's just him, right?
Just him going like this.
You know what he almost looks like actually are those Sesame Street coin banks you just sent me.
Yeah, he does kind of look like that for sure.
That are $135.
Yeah, never mind that, right? Seeing Frankenberry in, early August in a Ross, 'tis the season.
Yeah, it's getting there. We're getting there.
Entering into that season.
It's a little early.
It's getting earlier and earlier. Halloween stuff's already showing up in all the stores.
Yeah.
It's happening. It's upon us.
It's a little early. I think back to that Cause promotion, and I'm like, that was, I believe, September. But it could have been August. It could have started in August.
Yeah.
Are you a film fan who loves the ultimate home video experience? Look no further than The Disconnected. Your host, Ryan Verrill, is your go-to source for the latest and most accurate information on home video releases, exclusive interviews with industry insiders and filmmakers, and has established a thriving community where every film and physical media enthusiast feels welcome. From hidden gems to blockbuster hits, The Disconnected brings you insider knowledge and a welcoming space to share your love of cinema. Watch every Thursday night at 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific for the live announcements show, and follow The Disconnected on social media to stay updated. Subscribe to The Disconnected on YouTube or on the podcast provider of your choice, and dive into a world where every movie night is an adventure.
Look at you. You look amazing.
I've never seen you look better. Stunning.
You look handsome. I'm so glad they found a mirror that works for you, because I'm really enjoying the show.
You are a pretty, pretty monster. Who's a pretty monster? You are. Who's misunderstood? You are.
Look at that chin.
Look at my eyes.
Look at that thing.
Hey!
Out
of here! Was it something I said?
That leads us to our closing item, which neither of us have, but I don't know about you. In my Explore page on Instagram, I had seen this come up, and I'm like, I thought it was fan art or AI art, which I hate people doing that. Like, oh, let's make the Muppets as monster cereal characters.
Yep.
Even though it looks kind of cool, it's like, just draw it, just do it yourself if you're going to do that. If you don't know, for whatever reason...
if you're not on the internet at all.
No. For whatever reason, Jim Henson is doing the design for the monster cereal boxes this year. I don't know what the connection is.
I can't think of any connection except for they somehow knew everyone would love to see this.
Yeah.
Even though this is like absolutely delightful, and of course I want to see this, and I'm super happy with what I've seen so far, I would have never thought of this. I would have never even imagined this. It's a collaboration that surprised the heck out of me. I think you sent me images right before I actually saw them show up online.
I didn't send you anything until it was from one of the companies. And that post was from the Henson company.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay, this is actually a real thing. Why? But I love it. The weird thing is it kept saying 70th anniversary, and that's for Henson, not for
not
the
for
cereal.
The cereal
so that was a little bit confusing too. I'm like, why are you celebrating the Henson company or Henson's stuff 70th anniversary via monster cereals, which have only been around for like 53. That's a little bit odd. It's weird, but it's very cool. They have basically designed the three main characters, the only ones that really exist anymore, Boo Berry, Frankenberry, and Count Chocula, as Muppets.
Yeah. They're beautiful.
They have a commercial.
The commercial's hilarious. I mean, the commercial is like Muppet humor 100%, which I thought was delightful.
Right, but it pulls directly from the old cereal ads.
Exactly.
It is definitely a goof on that as well.
And which is what we love about, what I've always loved about the Muppets, the ability to take a farcical approach to something that is referencing either pop culture or something else, and then put their gentle little spin on it. These are really beautiful puppets. There's no like fancifying or modernizing of these characters. It's really honoring every design aspect of Frankenberry, Count Chocula, and Boo Berry.
Yeah, it's going back to the original.
Including the voices.
Well, I have a thing with the voices that they use for the commercials. They're not quite right.
Boo Berry's almost exactly...
Boo Berry is closest.
Peter Lorre.
He's the closest. Yeah. Again, if you don't know, on those... at least the very first original ads, it was very obvious who they were parodying or spoofing or imitating. Count Chocula was Bela Lugosi.
Yep.
Frankenberry was Boris Karloff.
Yep.
And Boo Berry, for whatever reason that I love, is Peter Lorre.
Yeah, love it.
The only one I would have really recognized as a kid would have been Peter Lorre because he was also used in Looney Tunes cartoons a lot. And my dad also did his voice on occasion. So
That's awesome.
I knew who Peter Lorre was and sounded like as a little kid because of those things. Not because I was seeing Peter Lorre movies. Boris Karloff doesn't speak as Frankenstein's monster in most of the films and doesn't really use that voice either when he does speak as him. So that's, but we get the reference.
Yeah.
The Count Chocula and Frankenberry are almost interchangeable in this ad. And
that's true. That is true.
They're not hitting it hard enough, I don't think.
Yeah.
Whether it was a licensing thing these days, I don't know. How did they get away with it back then? Blah, blah, blah. I was a little disappointed in the voices.
It'll be interesting to see where this goes. Even if it's just the boxes, cereal is very affordable. I'm excited to buy the boxes. One side, apparently, for some of them is going to be flocked, like a flocked image.
Those are Walmart
exclusives. Okay.
So don't go looking at Target for flocked boxes. That's not a phrase I...
Flocked boxes?
And I've only seen the Frankenberry one shown in Instagram posts and stuff. I haven't seen anybody talk about the other two, although it would make sense that they would also, since that is a part of the Muppet Muppet, is that fuzzy felt that they use for them or whatever material it is. I was at Target yesterday, didn't see the regular ones there yet.
Me neither.
I know that in other parts of the country, they are showing up in stores, I believe in Target and Costco and things like that. I doubt there'll be any kind of figures or anything like that. There might be high-end reproductions of those available to,
maybe,
like the influencers, the same people that got boxes of the little McDonald's things with an actual store board, like a Monopoly board that you could put all of the items on.
So cool.
That ain't us, brother.
Not us. Not yet. What I would really love to see, and I hope this happens, we've seen a lot of these little small stuffed versions of characters, Sesame Street and a few others that have shown up in Target's $10 little stuffies. It would be really cool if they did that for these three cereal monsters. We're not going to get action figure versions. We're not going to get puppet versions. That would be cool, but it would be really great to just get some stuffed animal versions of these three characters in this Muppet style. That would be great. It's easy to do. It seems easy to do.
I'll tell you one thing. They're not going to be in the boxes, so...
No, they're not going to be in the boxes, that's for sure. Yeah, those days are gone. I'm going to keep an eye out for both of us next time I go to Walmart, see if there's those flocked boxes. What a great thing to see. It's another example of somehow these companies hearing what we want and giving it to us without us even knowing that we want it.
It's a head-scratching yet very appealing collaboration that, again, like I say, why? I mean, it's not like the monster cereals had a history of using puppets in their old ads.
No.
Where the Henson Company comes, I don't understand the connection at all. It sort of befuddles me, but I love that they're doing it and that it ended up being a real thing and not just someone's AI wet dream.
Yeah, exactly. I'm happy it exists. I'm thankful. It's adorable.
My sister always, generally every year, buys me a box when they run into them at Target of Count Chocula, and I always end up buying myself a box. Mm-hmm. I'll have a box at least, and that's fine for me. I don't need all three. I'm not buying the other two just to have the boxes because I'm not going to eat the cereal, and that seems very wasteful to me.
Yeah.
I don't even know if Cleo would like those cereals, to be honest. We've bought her Frankenberry before, and I think I ended up throwing half of a box away. And
yeah, it's a lot.
I don't know that anybody here is interested in blueberry flavored cereals, so
it's a lot.
I certainly am not.
It's a dream come true. Do I buy it or do I just take photos of it? How am I going to go about this? If they come out with Stuffies, I'm on board.
I'm going to buy Count Chocula just because I like eating it every year, but and the box is interesting. I'm not going to buy the other two just for the boxes.
Yeah.
I can totally understand people doing that. I'm not knocking that. For me, I know I'm not going to eat the cereal, and the idea of buying something just to throw away the food seems kind of strange to me.
You keep it sealed. You never take the food out. You let it sit on your shelf forever.
Yeah, I don't have room for those are big boxes. They're almost always family size when they release them.
Cereal boxes are getting bigger and Happy Meals are getting smaller. What's going on?
Don't be scared. I'm the super sweet monster with the super sweet new cereal, Count Chocula.
Biffle, here's the super sweet new cereal, Frankenberry.
Well, anything else on your list that you forgot about?
No, that's it.
No.
That's it. After we're done today, I'm sure I'll think of something, but you know what? That's enough. That is enough. It's enough to last me the rest of my life, actually, but that won't stop me for other things in the future, I'm sure.
Yeah, very true. I've been trying very hard to keep things at a minimum.
Yeah,
that was good. The other reason I wanted to do this now is I'm probably not going to have much else to talk about in the future.
I keep telling myself that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't have a Masters of the Universe to hunt down. I don't have a line or an IP like that where I'm just going out and finding all these things that I need to get.
Yeah.
It's just the odd item on eBay, mostly for me these days.
Burgers, the loose category, anthropomorphic burgers. That's always going to be something that's going to appeal to you when you run across it. And the algorithm knows it. They're going to send you burger people for the rest of your life.
I've seen other things since then, since this blind box extravaganza. So
it's cool.
All right. Well, as mentioned earlier on in the episode, in October, you'll be getting our second special guest episode. And then Ronnie and I will be back in November.
That's right.
With a regular episode. In December, most likely do a Christmas related episode, maybe, but the What We Got This Year episode will be on YouTube, which I know we've mentioned a couple of times. So we'll give you the scoop on all that later on as it gets closer. But you won't hear from just the two of us until November again.
Yeah.
Who knows what we'll talk about then?
Who knows?
I've got to figure out what my next big item will be.
I've got some ideas.
I do too.
Masters of the Universe.
And oh my God.
You royal boob.
Oh my Lord, no. All right, take us out.
All right, folks, remember, until we meet again, have fun, stay weird, and keep collecting.
And go to McDonald's and buy their food. We're shilling for McDonald's here.
McDonald's, sponsor us. Okay.
Send us boxes of your fucking Happy Meal toys.
It's food fun in the box. M-A-R-X spells Marx, world's largest toy maker.
Cambridge I'm with Sean is a Weirding Way Media podcast.
The audio commentary. It's a dying art form, but here at One Track Mind, I, your wonky yet affable host Ryan Luis Rodriguez, analyze film through the prism of these embryonic forms of podcasting, one audio commentary at a time. Masterpieces, crapster pieces, live action, animation, cult classics, films literally no one has ever heard of, No track is too small, and no track is too big. Join me and my guests from the entertainment world as we keep these features alive every other Tuesday. Hey, who else is going to discuss Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey one week and Citizen Kane the next? Us, that's who. Sure, you have to put up with my voice, but there's a certain give and take in this industry. That's One Track Mind, part of the Someone's Favorite Productions family and available wherever you get your podcasts.